Because I said, he came on, I said, I love you to you, Beth. And, and I was like, that's my wife, not you. And he's like, I love you too. Just being silly.
In Christ.
In Christ. Love you in Christ, yeah. That's funny. Yeah, I can do an hour. I don't know how long your show is.
Oh, an hour's more than ample. Yeah, we're
Okay,
doing
good.
good. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's great. You've been knocking it out of the park, Luke. Are you happy the way Fun My Comics been going of late?
Yes, yes, I am.
Yeah,
I'm very happy.
you've got a couple of. Of course, we're joined here by Luke Stone, the one of the founders, right? One of the founders.
One
Of,
of, yeah, I was kind of the main guy that started the thing off,
yeah,
and then we got Todd involved, and so I roped Todd into this thing too. So
yeah. Todd's a great guy. Hey, Tree
yeah,
Godwin. Hey, Carrie.
yeah. I hope y'all don't mind. I'm going to try to do a little bit of work
Okay.
while we're chatting here.
Yeah,
So I'll do a
that's
little
great.
drawing, but I am paying attention. But you're going to see me. You're going to see me scratching a little bit here.
Oh
Gotta get a
well,
little, gotta get a
as
little
long as
art
it's
down.
not, inappropriate for viewing.
Yes. Yeah. It's not inappropriate.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
and the so you've had a
My
couple
beard's
campaigns go
crazy.
over
We
$10,000.
have,
Bronze
man.
Star, yeah.
Can you believe it? We didn't think we were going to get a campaign to do over to do over 10K.
Yeah.
Maybe one in the first 6 months is what we were thinking. We might pull off. We had no idea. We got three. We got three now that have done over 10K on the platform by itself, on just our platform. We're talking not like also somewhere else where we've aggregated the totals.
And how
Just
long has it been since you launched the beta Fund My Comic?
3.5 months.
3.5 months.
Three
So
and a
you're
half
like
months we've been on this thing.
you've always been ahead of the curve on just about everything
We really have. It's
as far
been
as your expectations.
yeah. It's man. I am just I'm over the moon
Are you
excited.
working on hybrids? What are you scratching at?
I'm doing a getting a sketch for a book cover
Ah,
back like the spine. Someone wants to do kind of a spine design, so when their
uh-huh.
books are displayed on the shelf, it
Oh, okay. Yeah.
yeah. So
Sideways,
I'm
then they
yeah
see the spine. It must be a
yeah
beefy little thing then.
yeah. They're pros. I'll show it off here in a minute as I'm sketching. I want to get past all the ugly before I do that.
Well,
You know,
I don't know if you know Glenn Fleming over there in the UK.
I
He's
do.
done
Yeah, I'm
multiple.
a
Yeah,
big
Glenn's a
fan.
great guy. I'm going to be talking to him pretty soon about doing a book on John Buscema here pretty soon. Of course, that'll probably fund over on Fund My Comics, so I'm excited about that.
Yeah,
I have a
Glenn's a
large
great guy.
I have a large he puts out. He's just a great designer. He's I'm excited. I know he'll do a top notch professional job. Uh, Thank you, Carrie, for dropping Luke's YouTube channel there. If you
Thank you.
haven't subscribed to Luke, please go over there and subscribe to his YouTube channel. You put out content every week, don't you, Luke?
We do every Thursday. I have a show. I used to do a Tuesday night thing too, but right now we've been so busy that I have kind of forfeited that show just for a little while. We just don't have the time currently
Yeah.
to do it. So, but
How many
we'll get back to
how
it.
how many hours you think you put in a day at the art desk?
Uh, 15, 15, 17. Yeah. I work from probably 8 a.m. to about midnight every day.
Wow, and still
Yeah.
married, still
And
going to
still married.
church.
Well, I mean, yeah, still
Yeah,
going to church. In fact, I
yeah.
just met with a guy at the church here just a little bit ago. Just a little bit ago. So, pretty nice. Pretty nice guy. He's in charge of the the tech stuff and the video production and all that. And we are going to work on a motion comic for Christmas.
Oh, I love motion comics.
Yeah, it's going to be
where
fun.
the camera does the movement, the animation,
Yeah, yeah. All right, I think I'm past the ugly.
and then the
I'll show this
dialogue
off
is
now.
all voice actors.
Well, yeah, and it's voice actors and
Mhm.
maybe just text. I'm not sure what they plan
There
on
you go,
doing, but I'm gonna do all
Shadowhawk.
that.
Just sent you the link. Sorry about that, dude.
What's up, man? Yeah, here I'll share my screen. I'll let you guys see what I'm working on. It's
Okay.
rough right now, but I'm trying to clean it up, trying to make it look better.
Yeah.
So
And this is going to be on the spine of the book.
spine of the book, yeah. So we're
Yeah. So this is really going to reduce down quite.
well, it's going to be this size, but it's going to be so basically it's going to be broken up like this. So it's going to be vertical, and we're putting the text to the spine. I'm gonna have to move this around because I think he said he wants it right in the middle, the text. So I've got to figure this is my middle right here, and he wants it an inch. So this is 9 inches up here. So like the text is gonna be in the kind of this area.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to figure out how to make this look better. It's now it would really help if he put the text down here. This is what I'm gonna suggest. Is that the book information goes down at the bottom a little bit, and then I can move this down like this.
Yeah.
That way, then he can put more book information up here. That's this is what I'm going to suggest, so that book information can be filled in.
What
in those areas.
genre is this? Is this crime?
Kind of steampunk, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he says like steampunk noir, which sounds fun. So yeah, so I'm just doing a little work, trying to
Oh,
get a
well,
decent sketch for him to decide if he what he wants done.
Well, on Thursday we had Critical Blast, RJ, and Mike Barron on, and one of the campaigns that went over $10,000 was Bronze Star with Pat Broderick and Mike Barron doing the writing. That was one that went over $10,000.
Yep.
That's got to be exciting, right? And AR
Man.
13L went over $10,000.
Yeah. So the first
and
one that
then-
went over was
And did the Mythicals as well?
no.
went
Now the
over?
Mythicals went
Or-
over. It's aggregated.
It's aggregated. So
Yeah.
you
So
put
they went
in
over for on different platforms. So
Okay.
we've had 3. The first one was Wise of Heart,
Wise
the one that
Heart,
got the one that got banned off of Kickstarter. They got
Okay.
booted off of there.
And what is that book about?
It is about a biology professor that dares to teach scientific biology and gets put in jail or has a trial.
I think with that one that I thought the total might have been aggregated as well. I did not
No.
realize that it had actually did
No,
10,000
no,
over
yeah.
there. I was kind of surprised by that.
Yeah. So yeah, he did 10,000 over 10,000 on ours because he wasn't able to fund it anywhere else.
And he's not done, is he?
Oh no, he's finished. He's finished
Yeah.
now. Yeah, he's finished now. And then Mike Barron did the
And Pat Broderick on Bronze Star,
Broderick,
yeah.
and then Merkmaid. And we've got Monday, possibly Monday. I think it's gonna be Monday. Kelsey Shannon is doing his art book over there.
Ah, I noticed that he was doing with Mike Barron Nexus, released through Dark Horse Comics. So I guess they're gonna. I actually have a Kelsey Shannon Nexus that your boy Zach released. I guess last year, and so Mike Barron's kind of going one direction with the character. He's co-creator along with Steve Rude, and Steve Rude's going another direction with it. So that's the best of both possible worlds. The fans get more Nexus.
Yep. Nexus is a cool book, really. Like, it's kind of a cool story. And
Why is it hard? Were you surprised by that one? That
um,
it did so well over there?
no, because there was a lot of there was a lot of kind of buzz about them
Mm-hmm.
getting canceled,
Uh-huh.
and so I knew, like, Kickstarter did them a favor. They weren't going to make near that much money, like not even close. And then they made that kind of money. I mean, Fox News wrote about them.
Hans Schantz. Yeah. Oh, well, that helps.
Yeah,
He's the author of the Amazon Top 10 Alternate History Science Fiction Techno Thriller, The Hidden Truth, and two sequels, The Rambling Wreck and The Brave and the Bold. So he had a following, and then that just kind of
yeah. So
put
yeah,
a focus on it.
he'd been around,
Yeah.
and so I mean, there's no reason why he shouldn't have been able to make his book. He
And I see that campaign closed 13 days ago.
yeah, and he made good money on it.
$10,313 in 28 days. Only 28 days. Wow, he could have
Yeah,
ran that longer. I mean, so in less than a month, he made 10,204 backers. Not too bad. Not too
yeah.
shabby.
There was no way he was gonna make that on Kickstarter. I mean,
Yeah.
he wasn't even trending close to that. And then yeah, he just just blew up over there, and it brought a lot of attention to the website. Honestly, like, it
Welcome,
really did.
Shadowhawk.
Hey, Shadowhawk's here.
Well, hold on. Oh, there I am. Hey, how's it going, Luke? Good to see you.
Yeah, you too, man. It's good to see you. It's
Yeah. I was talking with Rex earlier, man. Looks like things are really moving along nicely with F7C.
They really are. It's man, I'm telling you, it's overwhelming how good it's doing.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
we got, like I said, we got a couple of big kind of campaigns coming.
yeah. I
Yep.
heard John Malin is considering doing something over there too, just to kind of test the water.
Yeah, he is. And then I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to say anything, but there's another big campaign that is going to be out, that there might be a FMC exclusive version of it
Oh,
this
very nice.
weekend.
That's
All
cool.
right.
Yeah, so we're pretty excited about that.
Now, Luke, I don't know if you knew Hastings Comics or Hastings, the book. It was kind of like Barnes and Noble or something like that. It was down in the South, apparently. I thought it was all over. Big uh, franchise all over the country, but a lot of people didn't know about Hastings.
Yeah, I'd
Uh,
never heard of it.
Hastings went bankrupt, I guess, or went out of business, and I picked up 1,500 comics from them. And they had Hastings cover variant exclusives just to the Hastings stores of their comics. And they were, at the time they went out, they were the largest comic book retailer here in the United States. And not everybody knows about them. Were you familiar with Hastings when they were in business?
No, not at all, actually.
Yeah.
I've never
Yeah,
heard
I'd
of them
never
before.
either.
Wow. I'm really surprised because, Hastings was a big thing. We're finally going to get a Barnes and Noble. We really don't have a bookstore here in town. Tornado came through and wiped out the part of the midsection of our mall and destroyed Barnes and Noble
Oh,
uh, over a year ago. And
took
we
them
just
that long to
haven't.
rebuild you a new one, huh?
Yeah, well, it took them a year to clean up the old Barnes and Noble stuff. It just had moldy books and other
Ugh.
stuff just sitting there. And finally, the new mayor came in and said, "I need to raise this to the ground and clean this up," and they did. So,
Cool.
and the So our mall was cut in half. It still remains in half. I hope they'll open up a sort of like an open court or something in the
Oh, yeah,
middle.
maybe connect them with a nice covered,
Yeah.
like open area. That'd be nice.
Yeah, we really need a good bookstore. I mean, Books a Million went out of business a long time here ago. Some of the mom and pops bookstores, the one I used to work at with, some of the Christian bookstores, all the Christian bookstores are gone. Even we had a Lifeway store here, and it went out, left us a year or so ago, and so there's no good bookstores, no good book resources. So maybe when Barnes Noble comes back in
Yeah.
across from where the mall used to be, I'm not sure how far along that's going to be, but hopefully we can go in there and order some Glenn Fleming books and other things like that.
Howdy, howdy, Carrie.
Carrie in the house, Tree Goblin in the
You
house.
got them here. Hey, Treat.
You know, I see
Hey, boy,
Shadowhawk was
Seven
in here talking smack per usual.
Hey, that's my job.
Hope I didn't keep you in the green room or back room too long.
Yeah, that's what I was joking around about in the chat.
No, right.
That's all right.
Yeah. So now you
So,
have
Luke,
had some projects not fund over there on fund.com.
Yeah, I think we've had like 2 not fund.
Yeah.
hey, Stephen B.
Which that happens, doesn't it?
It does, and it's not a platform's problem usually
Right.
on
Yeah,
that
yeah.
because I mean, you can not fund anywhere. It's usually a kind of a marketing problem,
Yeah,
and
lack of getting it out there to people,
yeah.
So Luke,
But hopefully, they take that as a lesson and come back stronger on the next one,
Yeah,
you've added the shopping cart back in what was it, March option?
yeah. It was well. It was. Let me see. So we launched in March.
Oh, was it?
We added it in
Okay.
like April, I think, like the next month.
April. That's
We were
right.
able to get that
That's
out.
right.
Yeah,
April. It was
Oh,
April.
cool.
And uh, Shadowhawk had a couple of things to suggest to you, maybe to improve your site.
yeah,
Oh,
Uh,
just a couple of minor things. I think I had mentioned it to you early on, Luke. The little confirm your order button at the bottom of the website is like
yeah.
very easy to miss. It didn't like most of them will stand out a little more.
hey, Dan
Um,
Plegel.
and then other than that, the only thing was if you guys could figure out a way to do backer numbers, that would be great.
Yeah. Well, we're working. We're looking into backer numbers. One of the things that we wanted to make it very easy to be able to sort through what you've backed and see
I
it.
need to get you on the show, Dan.
And so you can't really do both and do
Okay.
them successfully.
Hey, Dan.
So right now, when you go back and you look at the campaigns that you've contributed to,
hmm
they're all organized by campaign and what you've backed. So you can see
Oh,
all the transactions all on one page. So you know
gotcha.
exactly what you've done.
Right.
So
Yeah. And if you
doing
do the
backer
backer
numbers would
numbers,
require us to completely rework that system,
hmm
which we tried to do for convenience because that was one of the things that was asked is that we that people could easily in one space see what they had backed
right.
rather than because right now like on the pink site you have to drill in to each
Oh, yeah.
one to see
Yeah.
what you've. It's like, oh well, I backed it, but what all did I get? So you kind of have to
Exactly.
drill in and do that. Here you can just like, oh well, I backed this one and I have there's my transaction here, and here, and those kind of things. So but we
Oh,
know that people
okay.
really
Like,
do like backer numbers, so we're trying to figure out how to do something.
yeah, I just think, people have gotten used to, especially like on launches and stuff, you go back and then you jump back in the
Yeah,
chat, and you shout out your backer number and all that good stuff. So
yeah.
I
A lot
think
of it. But go
just for
ahead.
the
Sorry.
crowd participation part.
Yeah, I think you really kind of nailed it there. People have gotten used to, and that's one of the things that I'm I'm really noticing is that what we've been used to, and as we've been trying to build the site, we're actually trying to not do like just
Yeah.
what we've always done, because I kind of feel like the crowdfunding system has become restrictive a little bit. We're stuck on 30 or 60 days. There's this, there's that,
Right.
and we've adapted our business to their model, but it's almost like trying to do indie comics the way the mainstream does comics, right? So I'm really trying to think outside of the box and use really interesting kind of concepts to expand how we do the crowdfunding and storefront thing. And that's why we decided to go with the shopping cart, which is, I think, innovative. No one else is doing it, right? We are right now in the process of adding a new feature to the shopping cart where people can, increase the number of items. Because right now you can only have one of each reward in the cart. We want it to go where you can add well, I've got this added in there, but I want 2 of this one. Okay, so we're doing that to where you can have multiple of each reward,
Hey, Tank.
basically.
Yeah, no, that's a great idea.
Hey, Tank Fair to be
There are
joining
people
us
who like to back multiple times,
with King Leak on Saturday, talking about some neon relevant.
Revenue.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Keep me straight, Shadowhawk. That oral surgery, it's hard to. Now, this is one that needs some love, Luke. I mean, they need at least $1 to get
It
funded.
does.
The Last Dodo. This is actually a children's book, is it not?
Yeah, so this is by a creator by the name of Yitza Lemons, and he does a lot of really really cool things, and this is his kids book,
Yeah.
which
36
he
page
has another
full
book
colored.
that's
Hey, T-Bunny in the house.
he has another book that's not quite kid friendly, but it's interesting too.
Yeah.
So yeah, but he's super talented, and it's just hard for him to get eyes on stuff because again, marketing. A lot of these people, they're not marketers. They don't. That's not what they do.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah.
And so we try to help with that. It's a learning process in order to become a good marketer. And
Telepathic Bunny says the man, the myth, the myth, the hillbilly, Luke Stone, all without, and he claims to be a writer, but he has no commas. You got something against comics, G? Using commas? Just saying.
He hates punctuation.
Oh. Yeah, I thought it was very cute. Now, if someone went in there and donated $1, this could get funded because their goal is $1. I know that's not
Yeah.
the goal, but now the $1 would go to fund my comic, right? The
no, the
contribution
dollar
would
goes to
go-
him.
Oh, does
No.
it?
No, yeah, you can contribute. That goes to him.
Okay.
Yeah, you donate $1, it goes right to him. You have to
Let's
add a
wa-
tip to go to us.
Let's watch the trailer for this very unique project, The Last Dodo.
Daisy, hi.
What would you do if you were the only one left? The Last Dodo. A charming children's story about a unique bird setting out on an adventure to discover its true nature. A heartwarming tale that teaches children the power of acceptance and being true to oneself, all while taking them on a journey with a lovable and determined protagonist. The Last Dodo. Available now.
Now, how does that work, Luke? If they want to just go on any of your campaigns and donate, and the money go to fund my comic.
Oh, if they actually want to give money to fund my comic, it's pretty easy, really. We really encourage people to go and either back or donate to a campaign, but you can always add a tip. So when you add a tip,
you have tip option.
Yeah, that tip option actually goes to fund my comic.
Okay.
Yeah.
T says that's what editors are for. And see, he puts a comma there behind are for. I think you need, and I wouldn't deny them their livelihood.
There you go.
Yes, I just did play the Last Dodo trailer. See, I'm ahead of the curve, Curry.
Yeah, I really like the Last Dodo. Like I said, Yitsu's a very talented guy, and I mean versatile, very versatile as a kind of a creative individual.
So if it gets one backer, it's funded and it's probably going to fulfill, right?
Oh, it's definitely fulfilling because what he's got that up there as a storefront basically. The book is finished, and he actually works with a printer that that ships international. What they do is they actually find a printer that's close by to wherever you live, and then they ship the book out to you.
What would you like people to know most about Fund My Comics, the platform that you've helped create?
I think most Fund My Comic is, I really want them to, to see how different it is as far as the way we treat the creator and the backer. So like we're actually kind of creating tools for the creators, and so that they can be a lot more successful and have more freedom. For instance, we don't do payouts like the other guys. Again, I feel like it was a prison. You have to wait 2 weeks after the campaign ends to get your money.
Sometimes
on a campaign that's an all or nothing, right? So it's I mean on a campaign that is like what we call a flexible goal. Like I'm getting the money no matter what, but I have to wait for trust and safety to release the money to me. That just seems wrong, So we're working on doing something incredibly different with that, where it allows the creator to have access to the funds almost immediately. So as soon as it's available to them through the banks, they can actually take that money and access it and mobilize it to finish their books, or something,
or
whatever it is they
the
need.
Campaign another perk that they need to pay for, I guess.
Yeah,
because they can add,
take care of
as
all
long
that.
as it's approved, they can add to the campaign after it's already started. Correct?
Yeah, they can add more. They can add more.
Because that's how you kind of build interest within a campaign as it goes along, right? By adding new stuff.
It is, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And so, they have the access to be able to do that.
Carrie says, I need an audio book read by Luke. Very soothing voice.
Yeah. Yeah. That voice is courtesy of my coma.
Yeah.
They had to intubate me for 5.5 weeks, and so it damaged my vocal cords.
Yeah.
You
protracted a very life-threatening case of the vid, didn't you? COVID.
I did, man. I got that vid, and
how has that made your family stronger, you think?
It really has.
You're a family of faith, aren't you? In
we are,
in Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and I pastored for a while. I was formerly a pastor, and so we really grew as a family during that time. Mostly, I didn't do much growing. I had my own journey that I was on. But seeing what my family, my wife, she became such a stronger person because she had to. She just had to be that person. That.
No, Carrie, I'm sure Luke wasn't offended.
How has that made you stronger coming through this in your faith?
Oh man, I'll tell you, my faith is stronger than it's ever been. People ask when I didn't go back into ministry. After the church closed, they were like, "Oh, you having a crisis of faith?" And I'm like, "Actually, no. My faith is stronger than it's ever been. I've definitely had a crisis of vocational ministry. I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of it these days. kind of anything
Can
about
you
it.
explain that for people that might not know what vocational ministry is?
Vocational ministry is basically ministry is your job. And I don't care for that anymore. I'm glad not to be a part of that.
It's rough, isn't it? You're always under spiritual attack, and
Yeah, and there's always this you're just disconnected from people.
yeah,
You know, because no one wants to hang out with the pastor.
yeah.
And so you're
Yeah.
always kind of disconnected from people, and you're always kind of against that. But
Don't
you
you
don't get
think
to
that
spend much time
fear
with
is
people.
involved in that with some people?
I think
Which is
so.
which is the opposite of faith, of course. We're not to fear anything.
Yeah. But then I mean I think it goes even a little bit further that you get so busy
Yeah,
with nonstop being in the church, you really kind of get stuck in what I call, and I was just having a conversation about this with someone, that if you're really stuck in this kind of echo chamber of people that believe, because all the work that you do is right inside the church all the time.
Right.
And I don't want to do that. I want to be around people that are having struggles with their faith, and maybe they don't believe the way that I do, and it's
you mean doctrinally, right? I mean, just on the teachings. I mean, I think they
no, I mean
probably
people that don't believe
that.
at all.
Oh,
I
okay.
want to be around people that don't believe.
Yeah. You did not call the healthy, but the sick.
Right,
Sick need the
exactly.
doctor. Yeah.
And so that's what I want to do. I want to be there for the people that don't believe, and it's something that you just can't do a lot of times because it's just the way the structure is and what it creates. And I just didn't. I've done more ministry being out of the pulpit than when I was in the pulpit, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I want to do. I enjoy it. So no, my faith is really increased and has really grown since through the whole thing.
What advice can
I had
you
to
give to
rely.
people, Luke, that have struggles in life, especially health issues, or they've given up on life? What's
Just
enough?
keep walking. Just keep
Yeah.
walking, man. It's easy to get lost in the struggles. It's easy to get lost in it, man. I had to relearn how to walk, how to relearn how to talk and everything. They told me, they said that I wouldn't live. And then they said that I wouldn't breathe again on my own. They said I wouldn't walk again.
Yeah. Pretty
And
grim
it,
prognosis.
it really was
Pretty much that you were going to be bedridden the rest of your life, right?
for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And I could have easily accepted that.
Yeah.
It gets pretty dark in the valley. It gets pretty dark in the valley. But
That's usually where you meet Christ, though, right?
it
It's
really
not
is.
up on the hill where you're victorious, but although he can be there with you, but you really need to call on his strength in the valley, don't you?
You really do. And I think if you can keep a positive outlook, find something to see. You got to find your joy, because if you can do that, you have something to look forward to. If you can find the thing to look forward to, you can stay positive, and you can keep your head in the game, so to
Yeah.
speak.
It's easy to center all your attention on your problems, isn't it? And look at
Oh
inward.
gosh, it is. Yeah.
But the church is really to look outward, are
Yeah.
we not? To
We are.
others and their needs. I find that when I meet the needs of others, my needs are met automatically.
And there were so many moments when I wanted to just give up.
Yeah. And how did
I
your
wouldn't let
family
myself.
respond at that time? Shock
Well,
or
Yeah, there was
long?
a
Because
yeah,
this affects your whole family, right? They have to take care of you if you're bedridden the rest of your life.
yeah, and there were moments when when even after I came home that I wasn't quite well yet. And so it still required a lot of care from my wife, and probably more than she was actually prepared to be able to give me.
Yeah.
And it was, it wasn't.
I don't know if you're ever prepared for that.
Yeah. You know,
we say the words when we get married, right? For better or worse. But we really don't know till we go through it what that entails, do we?
No. My son and daughter had to learn how to take care of me and help me. You know, I had to have help getting back and forth to the bathroom. It was, you know, man, it was rough. It was a rough go.
You had to swallow your pride, didn't you?
Yeah, it's a very humbling situation. So at one point, like, my dignity's pretty much gone. Like, there was no such thing as dignity, especially in the hospital. But then also to be so reliant on my wife and my kids was rough. But it really made me want to get better. Like, I was very motivated to get better. And so I really focused on that. You know, it was a lot of work, and it was exhausting, and it hurt. And I still hurt to this day. Like, there's things about, like, I'm not completely well.
Yeah.
And it still hurts. You know, I have chronic pain now from this. And
hey, Mr. Good Stuff.
Hey there, Mr. G.
Mr. G's in the house.
And Carrie says, props to your wife. She sounds like an amazing woman.
She really is. I'm so proud of her. In fact, she's the reason why I'm still here. When I was in the hospital, one of the facilities I was in, they were not doing a good job with my care. And she really advocated for me. And were it not for her, I would not have made it out of that situation. They had pretty much discounted me. And she was like, no, that's not going to happen. And so she advocated when they were kind of dismissing me and not giving me the proper care. They were trying to keep me sedated.
Would you characterize it like this? Short-term pain, long-time gain?
Yeah, I guess so. Because
I mean, you know God's got better things for you.
Yeah, but I mean, here's the thing. Even if he didn't, I got to spend more time with my family.
Yeah.
You know, even like I said, and I've said this like probably the whole time now after this. I said, if the only thing that I ever do is to be a good husband, father, and friend, then that's enough. That's accomplishing enough for me.
There you go.
You know, and I think, you know, I don't think people understand that.
But besides that, you've come under some adversity since you've come out of that coma too, in some ways, haven't you?
Yeah. You know, we dealt with a pretty bad grift. We had this this distribution deal that turned out to be a lie. We trusted a friend in this deal, and it turned out to be a big hoax where we were getting ripped off. And so we had to kind of come back from that. And then, you know, kind of seeing what was going on in the community. I use community lightly. I actually kind of ranted about this morning on my show. It's an industry. It's an industry. It's an industry for certain.
Yeah.
And, you know, but we were looking into that. And it seeing the cancellations and seeing the shadow bans and the messing with people's money made me realize that I needed an option for myself.
And everybody was yelling about, we need a new platform. We need a new platform. But you did it.
Yeah, and I did it. But here's what's funny. I did it, and now there's people that are mad that I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you think, like, well, why would they be mad about that? Like, that was the one thing that I didn't understand. Like, I was like, wow, the crab bucket mentality is so bad around these parts.
Is it jealousy?
You know, I don't know. But it's frustrating. But
See you, Mr. Good Stuff.
You know, but that was just stuff that I just had to ignore.
Yeah.
And I've been learning how to ignore that.
I don't think there's a lot of that, but yeah, it is surprising to see any at all.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not a ton, but there's some. There's some.
That scam really encompassed like 7 other creators, didn't it?
It did. 9 total books were included in that scam.
Yeah.
And
whatever happened about that? Is there legal recourse or?
Well, there is. We could.
Yeah.
But quite honestly, it's a.
Were people ripped off in that deal?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we were.
A loss of money.
But we were able to keep most of our money. Like we were able to recover loss.
Now, last time you were on, Luke, you were talking about one of your developers that you had sunk some money into, and you just had to go with another developer. What's happened with that? Did you ever get a refund of your $2,000 something on that?
It was more. It was more than 2,000. It was definitely more than 2,000.
Okay.
It was quite a large sum of money that we invested. But,
yeah. And early on, that hurts, doesn't it?
It does.
It hurts at any time, but especially when you're trying to get your legs underneath you.
Yeah. I was supposed to just make this a sketch, but I can't stop. I'm having fun. It's kind of actually starting to look like what I want it to look like. It's actually kind of starting to get there.
It's looking good, and this is just for the spine of a book.
Yeah, these are going to be the spines, so it's going to make an image moving across.
Ryan, are you available? Are you ready for your announcement? Are you ready to come on tomorrow? Or can you? I asked you privately, but I just haven't heard, so I think I'll call you out on the show, because that's what we do.
Now you've had us waiting now.
Now you won't ever talk to me ever again. Damn it. Oh, excuse me.
See what you've done.
Oops. Yeah, so yeah, that grift was pretty bad.
Yeah.
That one was pretty bad, but we recovered our money. The one with the developer, we haven't recovered our money yet.
Yeah.
We will, because we are going to take legal action on that.
Yeah.
But we're trying to focus on our growth right now and not on that.
Right.
So.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. But he's not going to be very happy when we.
Ryan James on tomorrow on the 4 o'clock shadow. I'll pencil you in, sir. I hope that's a good time for you. Tomorrow, yes. Trying to have somebody on every day, Luke, to feature.
Well, I guess that's smart. Yeah. That's smart. I don't know if I could stream every day.
Well, we do everyday stream. I've been doing it. This is episode 420, so we've been doing it over a year and a half or so.
Well, congratulations.
And we had
quite the feat.
We had tea. Don't talk about my feet. Wednesday we had Telepathic Bunny talking about his new comic. I guess that's going to come to fund my comic, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about seeing that.
Yeah,
I did a cover for that one.
Thursday we had, like I say, Critical Blast and Mike Barron on. Gary Shipman on Friday. We had the mighty mascot Gleason, Amy and Keith Gleason on the Rex Hex and Apex show on this channel, and others, I didn't pencil it in on the calendar here, but we had others feature Saturday as well. And we kind of have a birthday party for Topher on Sunday, kind of relax. And then we had Russ Leach, Only Death Can Save Us, Fame, and Texas Dave Houston, like we usually have on Tuesdays. And Dr. Mask, Retro Elixir, did his first stream with us yesterday. So,
oh, neat.
We'll have Ryan on tomorrow, and Metal Movies and Brewskis, 9:30 Central, and King Leak and Tank Ferret on the 4 o'clock shadow Saturday. So, and Pedro Ang or Cicinto, I hope I said that right. He'll set me straight on Monday. and we're trying to get Adam Lawless on next week as well. So lining up some
Lawless.
talent.
Adam Lawson.
And Aaron LaPresta.
Adam Lawson. Okay.
Yeah, Adam.
We had
Yeah, I know that
Dan
guy.
Lawless on.
Did I say Aaron? I don't know.
You said Lawless.
I don't know about you, but I get in front of this microphone and devil may care what I say. It just comes out as it comes out, Luke.
It's gonna be what it is, right?
It's like chain of thought. I don't know. It's like blockchain that's been broken. Ryan says, I didn't mean to interrupt, Luke. Help Comics Cake.
No problem. I like to hear about what everybody else is doing.
Yeah. He says he's going to announce his closeout probably in 2 weeks.
Oh, hey, Fanta's
I think
in
you
the
just
house.
did,
Hello, Fanta.
but we'll have you on anyway.
Fanta's awesome.
Yeah, she's
That's
dropping 3 or 4 videos a day.
She's killing it on them videos.
Yeah.
She really is. Yep.
Wallace was good. That's right. Well, okay, that's just the past week. Yeah, we had Dan Lawless and Andy Smith on at some point. The week before, maybe. I can't.
That might have been the week before.
Yeah. I didn't write it down on the calendar. Can you believe that?
Right. Come on.
Imagine that.
What time? Can't forget Dan and Andy Smith.
Oh yeah, Mighty Geek Comics has been on with us a couple times lately too.
Mighty Geek. Oh yeah. Yep. He was on yesterday, as a matter of fact. Had to drop out to go eat, I imagine.
Yeah. Well, hey, everybody's got to eat.
Right.
Everybody's got to eat. Yeah.
Yeah. Eating is like one of my favorite things to do. So I couldn't, like, it took forever before they cleared me to eat. And I was,
that must have been
food because they
terrible.
were afraid you'd choke.
yeah, so I had to relearn how to swallow. Had to do swallow studies. They had me on puree everything for a while. Man, that sucked.
I had
I
3
remember.
teeth pulled a
Like
week
being
ago.
back on baby
so-
food again. I look.
Yeah, literally, that's what it was with baby food I was on.
Oh,
And
God.
I didn't like it.
Yeah. The only one I
But-
really liked when my kids were little was they had this one called Hawaiian Delight, and
Hawaiian Delight
get-
is amazing.
Oh,
yeah,
that
I'd
was
give the kids a spoon, I'd eat a spoon.
according to YouTube. That was 2 weeks ago when we had Dan Lawless and Andy Smith on.
Okay, well, time flies when you're having fun.
I see Ryan was on our 400th episode.
Yep.
That was 20 episodes ago. It flies by.
Yeah, moving right along.
Moving right along. That's right. We'll be celebrating 500 before you know it, Shadow. Lord willing.
Yeah. Heck, it's gonna be the 4th of July here in just a few more days.
Wow, can you believe it?
I know, it's crazy, man. This year has just gone by.
What? Well, yesterday was the first official day of summer, I think. Is that right?
Really? Maybe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yesterday was first day of summer. Summer solstice. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So summer has officially begun. Any plans for 4th of July with the family, Luke?
Yeah, we're gonna go down to the park and watch fireworks.
Yeah. They got band down there?
I don't know what they do. It's the first time living in this little town. We've never been here before.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah, because
when did
we
you
moved.
move when all this was going on?
Yeah, that's part of the reason why.
Did you
Fun
move
Comic got-
after your health issues?
Yeah. Well, we were living in a church parsonage.
Oh,
we couldn't
that's
stay
right.
because
Yeah. Uh-huh.
we couldn't stay because obviously, church closed. So
Well, you forsook God and you wanted to get out of it, so they had to boot you.
yeah.
Well, maybe not.
So every once in a while I'll do that. So there's a hole somewhere in the block of line. I got to figure out where that's at. Like, where did it go? I think it's right there.
How large is this book going to be? Will it be a hardback edition, Luke?
They're hardbacks, yeah.
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 So this isn't their first foray, right?
See, look, I left a hole somewhere. No, it's not. They've got a number of books planned, and so it's going to be a while before you actually see this whole image. And again, they may not even want this.
Yeah.
Because I haven't gotten approved yet.
Right.
I'm just having fun, whether they like it or not.
What's the chances of me ever getting you to do something for me?
Pretty good, man.
Pretty good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just got to ask.
Yeah.
You ask and I'll do it.
There you go.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're...
What do you like to draw, though? I like to play to the artist's strengths.
There we go. Finally got it right. I like to draw... I really like to draw, like, superhero. I like to draw sexy women.
Ooh.
I like to draw...
And your wife allows that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
She's the sexiest model I've got.
Oh.
There you go.
Yeah.
I interrupted your thought. You said superheroes and sexy women and what?
I like drawing fantasy, honestly.
Yeah. Like what?
It's fun.
Fairies, trolls, monsters?
Trolls, yeah, like D&D style stuff.
Oh, that's right.
You
You were heavily into D&D, weren't you?
Yeah, I love that stuff. And I really enjoy drawing that stuff. It's fun. Like drawing a troll. It's
Great
gosh, it
marketing,
works.
T. Want
Yeah.
to be patriotic for the 4th? Check out the newest American hero. Guns and Babies.
Check it out.
Guns and Babies.
I do
Hey.
like drawing guns.
Have you tried drawing children? Children are kind of daunting for some artists.
Yeah, they're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I draw kids a lot now. With a couple of books where they've got like
Looking at
What do
this,
people
how
say?
you're doing is his jacket or shirt or whatever he's wearing there, right? Is that like a duster or?
yeah, it's a jacket with a fur collar.
A jacket, yeah. So he might do a good bystander, huh? Shadow Hunt?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
White nipple?
Again.
White nipple.
He's
Yeah,
you
when
say
he
white
loses
nipple?
when he loses his icon there, he becomes the white nipple.
The white nipple.
Yeah.
Oh dear gosh. Oh,
If you
that's
get
what you're talking about. I was like, what? You're talking about a character called the White Nipple? Like, what kind of stuff do you have? what kind of stuff you making up over there? That's funny. I was not tracking with you.
Yeah.
Okay, is that better, Rex?
Yes, you got it. I didn't want Carrie to start messing with you there. I told you I'd
You
tell
know
you
she
when that
will.
happened.
All right.
Sure, it
Well, I
happened
just
about
assumed
10
you're
minutes
messing
ago,
with
but
me.
I didn't want to interrupt Luke.
That's all right.
Where do you get your art sensibility? What I probably asked you this before, Luke, but what has been your training? Are you self-taught? Are you university? What?
Oh yeah, I'm totally self-taught.
Are you really?
I started drawing when I was like 3 years old,
No.
and
Well, you're not
yeah.
that old.
so mom and dad,
You're pretty good to be so young.
yeah, I started. So mom and dad used to they used to every night would go out. There's a little place in Kokomo called the Breakfast House, and they were like an all night, like a 24-hour diner, and they would go out and have coffee with their friends, and they would stay up till they'd be out till 2-3 o'clock in the morning, and they got me, a toddler, right, 3 years old, and I've got ADHD, so I'm all over the place, and they
Yeah.
but my mom,
Were you hyperactive? I guess that's
well,
yeah, right.
More than a
that's
little.
Pretty much.
yeah, more than a little, and so mom, in order to kind of calm me down, give me something to occupy myself with, she would throw a piece of paper at me, like a napkin and a pen, and just let me scribble. And so I did that. I just scribbled for the longest time. And then my scribbles started getting better. They started getting more like art. And then I started making stick figures. And then the stick figures, I started putting clothes on them. And then from there, it just kept growing.
Were you satisfied with how the Pariah Blood and Mud came out, the cover that you did for Doc?
I was, yeah.
Yeah, the
I
way it was
was.
colored and everything. You think you did it justice?
Yeah, it was a very, very fun one to work on. I liked it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Did you see the other couple of covers? This one done by Jim OReilly.
I did. Jim's amazing.
Yeah, and
Jim is an
then
amazing
Doc's
artist.
own. The thing I like about his covers is they're so colorful. No matter who
Yeah.
colors them, he really went for a colorful look on his covers.
For something that's such a dark,
Yeah.
kind of dark and it's going to do that again. See,
I think Jim
Where's the
O'Reilly
hole?
here was I think the golem looks a little bit like Doc on his cover
Yeah, in the face.
in the face.
It kind of does, doesn't it?
I don't know if you noticed that, but
I wasn't going to mention that. I
mentioned it to Doc.
Oh, yeah,
know,
we've been giving him a
I'm
hard
off the
time about
chain, bro. It's just,
Yeah, I was not going to mention that, but
it.
here we are. So, trying to work out how I want that shadow to look.
Tank says I leave napkin drawings with my generous tips.
Yeah. And the generous tip is the napkin jar.
Right. So yeah, I'm trying to work out how I want this to. He wants it like high contrast.
Uh,
He wants high
I
contrast
think that's
from the gun.
where I
from
think
muzzle
that's where I
blast.
have a problem with some things, Luke. In comics, is that there's not enough contrast often, especially when it comes to the coloring of things. It looks okay, but I think it highlights and contrast, and you can kind of get that in a black and white image very easily, right? But
Yeah,
when it comes to color, contrast is essential, I think, in every.
yeah. People don't understand color theory though. That's
Yeah.
where you get into trouble.
That's very true.
Yeah, because
Where did you learn color theory?
I just picked it up.
Yeah.
I had a good art teacher that that explained value versus color. He's like, well, you've got to have value in there. And so I learned it, I think, from that, where, he was very, it's not just the colors. He taught me that if you make something black and white, that's really how you're going to tell if you've got value in it. Because the colors can be different colors, but they're near the same value. So they're either too light or too dark. And you really want to make sure that if you make it a grayscale, that it still looks like something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are
so-
you would you say colors are just an accentuation, or they add volume and weight?
They can, yeah, if they're done right.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they're done properly.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad colorists out there. I'm not going to
There
lie.
are, aren't they?
Yeah, unfortunately, I've
Yeah.
noticed that as well.
Yeah, so I tend to, I'm real picky about the colorists that I use.
Yeah.
'Cause
Can
there's-
you name some of the colorists you've used in the past?
Yeah, I use a guy named Edgar Tavitas, and I use mostly this guy named Patrick Gamma. He's kind of my main colorist.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he works on just about everything that I work on.
Oh, cool.
How's hybrids doing for you, Luke?
It's doing pretty good. I still need to get a little funding done on the game.
Yeah.
I have the trade paperback. The new one is off to print right now.
Oh, very nice.
So we'll be shipping that one out soon.
Any future projects in the work?
We have a really cool one coming up.
Secret.
Well, issue 9 is done. Issue 10 I'm starting on now. But so I've got this book I'm working on called Terminal Kill that another writer is working on. It's going to be a huge graphic novel. So I look forward to having that one out
Huge
soon.
page count? Huge in what manner?
Yeah, page count. I mean, we're talking 160 pages.
Whoa.
Yep.
So square bound
Yep. Huge book.
or hardcover,
Yeah, huge book. I'm pretty excited about it. That one's gonna be a lot of fun to do. It is a lot of fun right now working on Chrome Dog. I'm working on the layouts now for that.
The
So
second
Chrome
one?
Dog, the full issue. So it's funded,
Okay.
but now
Oh,
we're
okay.
working on the art, and we'll have that ready to ship by October.
Yeah.
And then I'm working on a game.
Now
A new game, a
Justin
card
is
game.
Justin is working with you on approving projects for Fund My Comic. Can
Yeah.
not to dox anyone, but can you tell us who might else be on the board helping you out with that?
Yeah, we
Besides
got
Justin.
we got Sheila Aliens. I
Okay.
can't remember what her last name is. I think it's like Martin or something like that. So she helps out, and then we've got a guy named Pete who's been helping out.
Okay.
We got a guy named Pixel Trader helps out. We got a guy named Chris Hunter that's joining the ranks to help out. And
And what kind of criteria do you give them?
what to
You
as
just
their
pass it through. Do you pass it through 2 or 3 hands? And you kind of come to a consensus.
No,
Or
we've actually got campaign criteria listed on the
right.
website.
Okay.
So they just have to follow that. As long as they're following that campaign criteria,
Yeah.
they'll be fine.
No open nudity, just like on Indiegogo.
Right.
Although nudity
Yeah.
can be present in your project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just want, some public decency.
Would you
that
like to
shouldn't be hard.
see? Would you like to see other projects, kind of like my Last Dodo,
I
come over to
would.
Fund My Comic? Because you're talking. You got merch up there now, Fund My Comic merch.
Yep.
Yeah, so they can
very
use it like a storefront or Shopify, I guess,
Yep.
something like that.
Yeah. You can, all of that stuff. I mean, really, your imagination is the limit. And there's a way. I mean, we haven't done it yet. There is a way to kind of use it as a replacement for Patreon.
Oh,
So there's a way to do that, but I haven't really gone into detail about how to do that yet. Only because people they're not quite used to just how we run things already, because they're so used to pink and green, those two sites, that they got to get used to what we can have. Now here's what's funny: the site is so capable of doing way more. We've turned off so many features because it's overwhelming for people, which is funny. Because here we've got this site that can, I mean, it's like
You're
a big
steadily
sports car.
adding to it, though, aren't you?
We are. We're
trying
steadily
to.
adding to it. And,
What's coming down the pike?
well, we got a new feature that I talked about a little bit ago, and that's being able to increase the number of items in a cart, single items in a cart. Then we're going to be adding in,
Right now, it's what?
you can add all of the rewards to the
Okay.
cart, but you can only do one of each reward. And we want it to where you can check out multiples of
Multiple?
reward. Yeah,
Multiples?
multiples of one. That
Ooh.
way, like if you wanted to do like, hey, I
Yeah.
want to get 3
And
copies
then
of that
that way
book.
they save on shipping ultimately, right?
Well, yeah, and we've got ways for them to do that, but
Because that's where I like my savings is to save on shipping.
yeah, well, we use coupon codes for people to save on shipping, and we actually have some plans on how to even improve that further in the future. So we're working on that. Let me see what else we're working on. We're working on the ability to be able to favorite a
Yeah.
campaign. Let's say you
Yeah.
can't back it right now and you want to save it, so we're working on that.
Now, what? How does that help?
Well, let's say there's a campaign and you don't want to forget about it, and you want to be
Right.
reminded
Uh-huh.
when it either is getting ready to get started or before it closes. And I think the green site does this well,
And
where
if
you
you come
can
up on
save it.
Fund My Comic, every time you come up, it'll probably be up there, right? For you,
It'll be in
probably
your dashboard. You can go to your dashboard where it says favorited.
Mhm.
And so we're going to work that out there. But that's creating an entire new system alongside the system that we currently have running. So it is a lot of work. So that's coming later. It's not coming right just quite yet.
This is going to be an ongoing thing, right? I mean, because this is a beta test, right? I mean, but
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
developing it right now. How long do you think that when do you think you'll ever arrive when it's perfect like you want it, or
Well, I don't know if I'll ever get it perfect,
yeah,
for what I want. I think that within a year we'll be pretty well where it needs to be, and we
when
won't.
you're a little over 3 months in?
Yeah, we're only 3 months into this thing, so
Yeah.
we've got time. We've got time to get there, and we're having fun with it. But yeah, we've got a few other big plans that are coming up. Let me see what's one of the other ones we're working on. To where this is kind of back in for creators where they can categorize their kind of fulfillment tools. We're working on some fulfillment tools for them right now, and kind of planning them out. Pretty exciting stuff down the pike, and we add new ideas all the time from users.
Right.
Like they're like, "Hey, I want this, or I want that," and so they kind of get what they. It's the people that use the site that get what they want. We have people like, "Well, if you did this, then I would." I'm like, "Well, I appreciate that."
Yeah.
I
Maybe
think,
if you did it now.
I suggested to you just the trailers if we could blow them up, and you got that feature in. You said it was just like a line of code, didn't take long at all to.
Yeah, I mean, we still have to pay for it to get developed,
Sure.
which is what people don't
But
understand.
it's a big help when showing the
Yeah.
trailers, even on my choppy ass
There is
internet.
so much that we do for the YouTuber.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we have our public decency guidelines. It's for the YouTuber, so that they can show off a campaign and not have to worry about getting struck. So it's funny that's.
Gary says, in the future, are you going to have independent movie creators too?
Oh, is she in our staff meetings?
I think she hacked into your system.
She's in our staff meetings. So we're doing this new site that should be up soon,
Ooh.
called Iron Age Distribution, right? But a part of Iron Age Distribution, like not a part of that, but what we're working on as another business is we are actually working on a sister site to Fund My Comic that will feature, and we're really praying about this, but we're thinking movies, music, and animation will be the focus
So
of that site.
technically, you could put your motion comic on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who are you getting that developed with?
Same company.
Okay. Okay.
They're the people that we work with. We like working with them. They've done a good job. When Surrendum screwed us over, these guys really helped. They really helped us get on track. So yeah, we really like these guys. We're not
Can you
We're not
tell
going
us about
anywhere.
Iron Age distribution?
Sure. What would you like to hear? What would you like to know?
What's it all about? How does
Well,
it help the creator?
Well,
Or what do you wish it is? I guess it's still in development, somewhat.
it is still in development. We're working on it right now. But all right, so crowdfunding is essential for an independent market. It is kind of our bread and butter. It's our primary way of distribution. But I think we need a supplementary kind of thing. And there are retailers out there that are certainly friendly to what we do, but they are in need of, and they're also in need of good product. One of the big problems that we've noticed is that there's retailers that are struggling because of the just the really poor choices Diamond and the Big Two have made.
Right.
And a lot of them were propped up by a Funko Pop. Unfortunately, Funko Pop's going through some problems now, right?
What are they going through?
Oh, well, they had to destroy
A lot of product.
a lot of product just to balance their sheets. I mean, they're really struggling.
Well, I think I think this year they had millions of dollars come due on some early
Yeah.
loans. I think that was
Yeah.
announced a couple years ago or more.
Yeah.
And so I've been kind of wondering about Funko recently on
Yeah,
how they're, just how healthy has it ran its course? Are they going to be able to survive?
Honestly, I think it has ran its course.
Yeah.
If you're
Yeah, I
asking
think
me,
it's going to be
you know.
another Beanie Baby.
Yeah, I really do. I kind of feel it going that, that method, the way of the Beanie Baby.
Yeah,
Um,
kind of like the way of the dinosaur.
yeah, yeah. I don't see it lasting, and
They've had to put out a lot of money on licensing, haven't they?
they really have, and it's not. People just aren't collecting the way that they were.
Yeah.
Those things,
No.
they spend a lot of money on licensing some things that just weren't great choices to license. And these businesses, these comic book shops, they're propped up on this, and now Funko Pop is being, they're in clearance. A lot of these are in clearance, and so like, what are you going to do, right? So they need product. They need good product.
And they're not ordering, the stores are overstocked. They're not ordering like they used to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So the hope is that we can provide product for retailers at a discount that they're relatively used to, and at no cost and no. So the distribution deal that we had with Liberty, we pre-printed like 3,000 copies of each one of those books, and that's a lot of out-of-pocket money, and most people can't print that kind of stuff on a book when they're an independent publisher.
Yeah.
So I had this idea where I work with printers that can do on demand at a very reasonable price.
See you, Tank.
And so they are working the so they're working with the so we're working with the we are working distribution through a printer.
Mm-hmm.
So I did this on a couple of our own orders where we had retailers order a retailer bundle. And so I sent the order. Instead of having those printed and shipped to me, I just had them shipped from the printer. It worked out beautifully. And so I started talking with the guy. I said, look, I think that we could do this. And he agreed. So he locked in his prices for me. And so we created a model to where you can submit your books within a parameter to Iron Age distribution, we put those up on a marketplace for retailers to buy them.
That's kind of like your diamond catalog, right?
Yeah, yeah. But instead of you having to handle the print run, you don't have to do anything. You just submit it and then you just go about your business. And we handle the retail version of the book. And when they're ordered, we send the order to the printer prints them and ships them. And then we send you your money. So the way that works is
Could they go out to bookstores like Barnes and Noble and things like that?
well, they could if Barnes and Noble ordered them. We're focusing more on comic book shops
Okay.
and gas stations and smoke shops and things like that. We're trying to find ways into the market in other places so that we
Here's
can.
an idea for you, Luke, and there's one that I came up with a while back, but doesn't look like I'm going to be able to use. But dispensaries, if you've got legal dispensaries for marijuana in your area, that's a great place for a comic for a spinner
It
rack.
really is. It really is. There's a lot of great places for comics, and so
And
that's what we're going.
airports.
Airports, yeah. So we're going to look
Oh,
at making options kind of outside of the normal. We're kind of trying to think outside of the box
Right.
when it comes to this, and so we're having a lot of fun with the idea. So I partnered with another guy, and so basically you get like 25 cents a book that sells, and for just basically just sitting on the site and letting it do its thing.
Cool.
So
If
yeah.
God opened up the floodgates for you and you had a campaign or something that did, say, $2 million, how would that change your life?
Well, it would drastically change my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have the money to. So I have two goals with all of this. The first goal is I just want to, because we're renting a house right now. We don't, being in ministry, I've not been able to create any equity for myself, and I just want to have a kind of a home base.
Is your
operate
wife
from.
working as well, if you don't mind me asking?
She's working now. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
working. We have to in order to kind of keep this going.
Right.
We both have to be working, and I would like to buy a house. So I want to buy a house. Just have a place that's kind of mine.
That's the American dream, isn't it?
It really is, I think. And then once I'm done with that, I want to throw money into this thing called Nerd Word Ministries, which is kind of an event, kind of like a mission field type ministry to comic conventions and people that are in the creative arts. So that's, if I had $2 million, that's what I'd do.
So you're not going to disappear on us
No, I'm here to stay. And
like a thorn in my flesh.
yeah, you can't get rid of me that easy. Can't get rid of me that easy.
Darn it.
Does his face look okay?
Let
I don't know.
me take
I
a
kinda feel like-
closer look.
I think it feels kind of weird. Something feels weird to me.
A little wonky. Yeah.
Something feels a little wonky.
Did you get are you making the character up, or did you have something to go by?
I just made it up.
Yeah.
I made it up on the spot. I do that. He didn't have any references for the character.
Well,
Hey,
you got
Lorenzo.
some pretty hard shadows there,
Yeah, that's what he said. He wanted a really hard contrast.
Now, will this be in
Kind of
color or
vector.
black and white printed?
I think he wants it black and white.
Okay.
I'm trying
Is
to
it a
decide if I
black and
like
white project, or will it be colored?
it. It's a book. So
Oh,
yeah, it's in
so-
black and white.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a novel. It's a novel series.
What's the backstory on this character?
I can't tell you.
Oh, okay. I mean, I meant, is he like Irish or
I couldn't tell you.
couldn't tell me? Okay.
It's a white guy.
Oh my
I
gosh!
think.
Then
I hope it is.
that's a Ratsy then.
I hope it's a white guy. I drew a
Yeah.
white guy.
Okay.
Again, I didn't get this approved. I just started drawing.
With that nose and that hair, I could imagine him with red hair. He looks Irish.
He could be Irish.
Yeah. He looks a little elven, with that ear and everything. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe I'll round that ear off.
There you
We
go.
don't
I
want him
think
to
that
look.
helps.
We don't want him to look like an elf.
No, we don't. If that's what you're going for.
I'm going for cool.
Yeah.
I just want it to look cool.
Okay. Well, channel Steve McQueen. He was the king of cool.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I like to do muzzle blasts like this.
Do you
I
have a
started doing that
favorite
this
Steve
week.
McQueen movie?
You know I
Jenny
don't.
and Dave.
Yeah. Bullet, maybe? Magnificent Seven? Great
Ah,
Escape?
man.
What?
I don't know, man.
The Getaway? Le Mans?
I don't know that I know the titles of the Steve McQueen movies.
Well, I just gave you a whole bunch of them.
I like The Getaway.
Tom Horner, the Hunter. Hunter was the last one. That had Eli Wallach in it as well. That
I
played
don't
the
know
bad
Eli
guy.
Wallach.
Huh?
Who's Eli Wallach?
Eli Wallach was the bad man in Magnificent Seven.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
And he was in Good, the Bad, the Ugly. Blondie!
Dinner ready?
The guy that tried to kill him in the desert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I like that?
I guess he was the ugly and the good, the bad and the ugly, because Lee Van Cleef was the bad and the good was Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood's first movie was the sequel to Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Really?
Yeah, that was his very first movie.
Yeah.
And he's right at the start of the movie. And he had a pretty good speaking part, actually. Played a little lab assistant with in a white coat and had a little white mouse in his pocket.
A little white mouse in his pocket.
Uh-huh.
That's funny.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's an old movie.
Yeah, it is. But back in the 50s. Yeah. Mid-50s. Of course, he did Rawhide.
That was great.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what's Clinton? Is what, 80s now?
Old.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, he's in his 80s.
He's up there, man. Yeah.
Alexa,
Yeah.
stop.
He just had a birthday about a couple months ago, I think.
Well,
I hope they like this so I don't have to redo it.
I do, too. I mean,
I like it.
channel your Dirty Harry there.
Kind of.
I asked my mother one time, what actor do you like the most? And she really shocked me. She said Charles Bronson.
Oh, my dad loved
what?
Charles Bronson.
Mr. Death Wish.
Death Wish, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Death Wish is a good. I like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
A young
I like
Jeff
most of Charles
Goldblum was
Bronson.
in that.
Really?
Very early role, if not his first role, was in the first Death Wish movie. Jeff Goldblum. He plays one of the
Yeah, he
lackeys
plays
that
one
tries
of the
to,
punks. That,
one of the punks that try and knock over a bank.
well, they end up, doing bad things to his wife and daughter as well.
Yeah, they do.
That's kind of like a Frank Castle-like story, right?
It is.
Kind of, yeah.
Oh, Genuine Comics here saying, Dave saying greetings, everyone.
Greetings.
Lorenzo says, Luke, I've noticed that the headers on Fund My Comic terms of use are identical, I think he means, to
Yes.
Indiegogo. Is there
Yes.
any
Yes, we did
there
that.
are practical
We-
reason? Yeah.
Yes, we did that as a service to you. So we understand that most people that come to use the site
Uh-huh.
are going to be coming from the pink site.
The pink site.
Yeah, they're going to be coming from the pink site, right?
Why is it called pink?
I call it pink so that I don't have to say their name.
Oh, okay.
They got a long name.
I got you.
They got a long name.
Okay.
So I don't know that I like that muzzle blast. It's not right. It's not right.
Yeah. I would say
so-
a little smaller
Yeah, so we did that.
for sure.
We did that as a service to you, okay? Because we know that that's where you're coming from. Most people are coming from there, right? And that's our primary competitor if we have one. And we wanted to set it up so that you could, apples to apples, see how we do things different than them. That way you could pull up Fund My Comics terms of service. You could pull up Pink Sight's terms of service. And you could hit each section. So we use the same headers. We discussed that a lot. Because you can set up a terms of service any way you want. But there's certain boilerplate things that you need to have in there. Like certain things that it has to say. For, legalities. And then other things, you can reword or fix or whatever, right? So we used the Pink Site as a template for you, so that let's go ahead and adapt all of our sections to kind of be an apples for apples comparison. So we use the same headers. The things that are identical in wording, the lawyers say don't touch. Like that's boilerplate. It has to say that. So everything else is kind of our own take on that section. But we did that as a service to you. Believe it or not, more people have complained about that than anything else. And I'm like, we tried to do, maybe we should have just made the terms of service as complicated to navigate as possible. And maybe people would have been happier. I'm like, I was like so amazed that, there was a campaign going on where people were completely bypassing the amazing campaigns on the site, overlooking them completely, and spending hours combing through our terms of service and trying to, I don't know, I gotcha, make sure we were doing our homework. I don't know. But they were like, don't use Fund My Comic because they use the same headers. I'm like, well, it's a legal document. There's no such thing as plagiarism in a legal document. There's legal precedents that we have to follow, number one. And number two, we wanted to make it easy for you to be able to just apples to apples. Okay, what does Indiegogo say? What does Fund My Comic say? And that way you can see where the differences are. And that's where I think if you do spend some time doing that, where you'll really be interested, because there's a lot that we do different. And we wanted you to be able to see that we do things differently very easily. We didn't want that process to be complicated. We wanted to keep that consistent.
Familiarity.
Yeah, it's just like using the same button layout on a controller. Like we're using the same configuration. That's what we're trying to do. Is just make it really easy for you.
Where do you want to be in 5 years? Not just in Fund My Comic, but your own personal art.
Oh, my art? I don't know.
Lorenzo says, thank you very much for explaining. I admit I was one of the people who jumped to conclusions and sincerely apologize.
It's okay. I'm really glad that you asked. I really try to be upfront and open with everyone. And, I don't really have anything to hide.
I think with a lot of people, there has been a wait and see.
Yeah.
If it takes off or if it falls on its face or...
Yeah.
People love drama, don't they, Luke?
Oh, my gosh, they do. But, I'm no different. I do, too. How many people was watching that PTP drama? Oh, man. How many people... If you have a drama
2,000.
stream, how many people watch it?
About 2,000.
2,000, right?
Yeah.
You get...
live. On rewatch, who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
People love drama. And no, but I'm glad that you asked and to get clarity, because, we really want people to enjoy the site and to use it, but also to have some confidence in the site.
Genuine Comics Dave says, nice shading on that piece.
Thank you. He wants something very vectory and kind of like Mike Mignola, old Frank Miller kind of
Okay.
stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to,
Sin City look.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to
It's
give it.
got a little bit of that feel to it.
Yeah, that's
The
what I'm trying
fur
to give it.
collar reminds me of Sabretooth. When he first came out, he had a real fuzzy collar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They kind of toned that down over time, I think.
I'm trying to give it that look like the Ryan Gosling on,
Yeah, the old pimp jack.
what was that? Blade Runner or something like that. The new Blade
Oh, yeah.
Runner.
Yeah, Blade Runner.
So I'm just trying to give it that look.
Yeah.
A little bit. They specifically said they liked that, so
Yeah, cool.
then there we go. Yeah, it's like cyberpunk noir. So yeah, I think I'll like to read it.
Hey, old Timothy.
Dave said he honestly doesn't care about drama. It bores me. I usually have no idea about 90% everyone is talking about.
Probably
Hey,
for the best, Dave.
Yeah, it does get boring a little bit, but it's a good marketing tool.
Everybody loves a good mystery, right? Well, I mean, they proved it in that one that went over $10,000, right, for his book.
Yeah,
He got kicked off Kickstarter, and that really kicked him into the stratosphere for the less
Yeah.
than 30 days, less than 28 days on Fund My Comic, over $10,000.
yeah.
Yeah, and got featured. Did you say on Fox News?
Fox News.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I know that when Mike Maron on Thin Blue Line, he got over a $10,000 bump when he went on Fox News.
Yep.
Because you're really drawing usually non-comic book readers will buy your book at that point, right? Just to support,
Yeah.
in his scenario, what he was doing.
They like to back their horse. They like to support. They really like to support
Things
their
that kind of
warriors.
align with their
The ones that are
worldview.
out there, the ones that are out in the front line in the culture war, they really like to support them.
What's your worldview, Luke?
Very Christian.
Yeah.
Very Christian.
Is that a bad thing?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, trying to answer that question, that'd take a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the church has been taking a rap for several decades or centuries, really. I mean, right? For the very founding of it, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean,
Sometimes-
no matter what denomination or non-denomination you're entered in, you really believe in the major tenets, right?
Mhm.
Jesus didn't sin. He was the Messiah, our Savior, forgiveness of sins. Mary was a virgin, the Immaculate Conception, the resurrection. As long as you believe in those major tenets, really there's not that big a difference in how the church is broken up, really.
Yeah, it's Jesus Christ and Him crucified. As long as you've got that.
Dan Lawless in the house saying, I'm
Well,
excited
Dan.
to be on Fund My Comic with my Private American cover.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Hey, Dan.
That cover's awesome. That's the cover I bought, by the way.
There you go.
He showed us his death dealer. He actually did a Overstreet price guide cover this year.
Yeah, that came out.
Death dealer, Frank Frazzetta's death dealer character. Worked out good for him. He's like had it completed, and then that very day they contacted him and said, "Could you do a cover for us?" And he's like, "Well, I happen to have this done like this." And they, of course, we wouldn't like that. Hey, trusty sidekick, it's been too long. Good evening to you.
Trusty.
He says, "Good evening, Mr. and Mrs. America, and all the ships at sea."
I'm talking at 7 tonight. I'm talking 7 my time, 6 your time. I'm talking homeschooling with a group of people that are in the Iron Age that all homeschool their kids.
Oh, very cool.
Are your children are homeschooled? Are they not?
Yeah,
Oh,
my daughter graduated from homeschooling, and
yeah.
my son was homeschooled, is still homeschooled. I don't know.
You gonna put some vibration on that gun? I mean, there is recoil, on a firearm of that size.
Yeah, there is. I've got
Do
one.
you shoot at all, Luke?
Oh
Do you?
gosh, yes.
You do. You
Yeah.
like to skeet shoot? I love to skeet shoot.
I like to shoot things
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh!
Like-
Well, we won't be meeting anytime soon.
like
Thank you very
like
much.
paper, like targets,
Oh, okay.
and I do like to hunt. I do.
What do
I
you
like
like
to
to hunt?
Target.
I really
Deer,
enjoy
ducks,
squirrel hunting. It's fun.
squirrel hunting,
They're hard to hit.
small game. Yeah, rabbits.
They're hard to hit.
Yeah, they are.
Now, do you eat
Yeah.
them, Luke?
I do eat them.
Yeah,
Dan,
squirrel's
we're gonna
pretty
have to
good,
set
man.
up a Conan draw stream here pretty soon.
I saw. I'm looking at the chat for a second. I see
Hopefully,
Lorenzo
we can
said
get
that.
Jimmy Reyes on, and he won't be sleeping.
Yeah, that he said that a lot of people didn't know who I was. I get that, so you don't know if you can trust me. And then that Spencer's deal came up. I just tried to stay quiet, and a lot of people don't know that I have a business background either.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't know about that. And I just try to stay. I always just tried to mind my own business.
Is that
You
what
know?
you majored in college, or?
I majored in art, and
Okay.
then I went. Well, I started out majoring in art, and then I went to business, and then I went to ministry. I went to what do you call it? Like seminary.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So but I was a professional. I worked for I worked for a company as a general manager. I was the youngest in the district in a retail parts situation, and I was the guy that went and into stores and fixed them up, whatever you would call that guy.
Spruce
So-
them up. Yeah.
Well, if a store was struggling, I went in, I worked with
Reconfigure
staff.
it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
made it profitable, and I did that. That was I was good at it. I liked doing it.
Good experience, huh? For
Yeah, I
your
really liked
comic
doing
book
it.
business.
Yeah, so I had a lot of business experience, and then I managed the church. I did kind of management in the church.
Where do you
for
get your confidence
years?
from?
My confidence.
Yeah, your confidence in yourself, and people who might not have a lot of confidence that they can do something. What's your advice for that?
Know who you are. Like, educate yourself.
That's a biggie, isn't it?
Yeah, educate yourself, but
How do you
know
see yourself?
know your own limit. Yeah, and know your own limitations.
Yeah.
Once you can know who you are and understand what your limitations are, then you can be
Yep.
pretty confident in what you're capable of doing.
And work towards those strengths, right? But also along
Yeah.
with on the weak areas of what your life, right?
Yeah, yeah. So when I did this whole crowdfunding thing, I didn't know how to code, so I hired someone that did. But I knew I was really creative, and I understood how to build a team. So I knew how to run a business, and so I just started grabbing lawyers, and it was really nice because at my church there was somebody that had 2 lawyers in the family, and so I started there and moved out from there, and just said, how are we going to do this, and I educated myself, and so I learned a lot. Probably for about a year, really learning before we even launched the site, and building and putting infrastructure in place. And I'm not just talking about like the coding infrastructure, but like payment processing, accounting, the legalities, the terms of service, the campaign criteria, all
And
of that
you're
kind of stuff.
talking about Fund My Comic.
Yeah, and
And
so
all this started before you got COVID, right?
no, Fund My Comic started when I finally got home in January of 2022. So, I mean, we launched like a little over 3 months ago.
Well, I mean, but you were working on the plans for that when?
No, just
No?
started in January.
Okay.
Yeah, and I had a lot of time. I mean, the church wasn't doing good.
Right.
But, so that was one of the things when I woke up from the nap, man, I found that I'm really, really, one of the things that I didn't expect is how sharp my brain is.
Yeah.
I still get a COVID fog where I'll forget the word that I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But my brain works kind of better than it did before. So
Really?
it's nice. Yeah, it's nice.
Wow.
I didn't expect it. I really didn't expect it to, to do that. But
Has your wife seen the difference?
she has. In fact, she required that I get some ADHD medicine because I was just all over the place.
Yeah.
I was having like all these like ideas and and it was frustrating her because
Something to help you focus a little more?
yeah,
Like,
I wasn't.
Getting kind of manic.
Yeah, she's like, you're all over the place. And I was getting frustrated with people because they couldn't follow me. So I went on some medication to slow things down. And what it did, I just got a new dosage. And it's nice because I don't care. Like the things that like were like pissing me off all the time, like nothing pisses me off now. Like I'm like, yeah, whatever, it's not a big deal.
Well,
Yeah, it's okay.
I was sweating it there for a minute, Shadowhawk.
Well, you see, so this guy, former partner, went on his YouTube and was like name dropping me and saying that I was like the worst business decision ever made.
Mm-hmm.
Which, no, that's what he was for me. Like he was terrible. He was like this person. What people don't realize because he gives this like public persona is he is a terrible, terrible person, an evil person, right? And it should have made me really mad when someone sent me the link and I heard it. And I was like, I don't really care so much. I was like, what's it going to do? Like,
Keep your peace about
what
it.
difference does it make, what he thinks or what the people that listen to him think, people are going to believe what they're going to want to believe. And so I just try to be transparent out there.
I know one of my life lessons that I had to learn that really set me free was not to take anything personal.
Yeah, people really try to make business personal, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
It's not personal, it's business. So yeah,
I don't think a lot of people see it as black and white when it comes to business.
Oh, I'm sure they don't.
Yeah.
I'm sure they don't.
And you can tell that by the way they flub it up when it comes to business.
Yeah. We're going to do something fun. Watch this.
You really are the Rip Van Winkle of CG, aren't you?
I don't know what's that mean.
Weren't you in, well, I mean, you were in a coma for what, 5 weeks?
5.5 weeks, and I was in the hospital for 150 days.
Yeah. So Rip Van Winkle, if you're not familiar with the story, fell asleep for, I think what was it, Rex?
100 years.
100 years? Yeah, it was a long time.
Yeah, and I woke
That is
one
a long
day
time.
later with a big old beard and mustache. Did they shave you during that time, or was it all grown out when you woke up?
Oh, they shaved me. I was so mad that they had shaved me.
Yeah, well, they have to when they integrate
Yeah.
you guys.
I've had a beard for like ever,
Yeah.
and I was so mad. I was so angry when I woke up and I saw my beard was gone. And so I'm in the LTAC unit, and I'm letting my beard grow back out. And this, I'm gonna tell this story. Then I gotta go. I gotta eat before I get my next show before I go on the next one.
Absolutely.
So I'm on this. So I'm asleep. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I hear this buzzing sound, and I feel a tickle on my face, and I wake up, and I can't talk. I'm still trached. Haven't been capped yet, and I'm like, start trying to bat her away. She's trying what do you call them? The not the nurse, but the CNA.
Boring.
So the CNA is hanging over me, trying to clean me up, and I'm like, She's like, oh, you don't want me to shave your beard? I'm like, no, I don't want you to shave my beard. You know, so yeah. So, but here's the worst, I guess the worst part, is one of the CNAs, like, they wound up getting rid of the catheter, but they put me on what they call a condom catheter, which is exactly what it sounds like.
Right.
Okay. And this condom catheter, they have to put a little bit of glue on so that it stays.
Ouch.
Right?
Yeah.
It's just a little bit, and it burns. The glue does
Definitely.
burn. It doesn't feel very good.
Fine.
But,
yeah.
you know, it's better than them putting the catheter in and out. That
yeah.
sucked. The regular catheter. I hated that. So they're doing this, and this CNA, she glues her hand to my junk.
Oh no!
She doesn't just do this one time, right? She does this twice.
Wow.
Right?
Oh god!
But one day she glued my penis to my nutsack, and then my scrotum, to my left leg.
Oh,
So
no.
every time my leg would move, it would pull my junk, right?
Ouch!
And it was very uncomfortable. So finally, the nurse came in. This guy's name was Sebastian. I said, and at this point I could talk. You know, I was capped, and I could talk. And I was like, I need you to cut me loose. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, she glued the shaft to the scrotum and the scrotum of my leg. And I said, every time I move my leg, it pulls and it hurts, like it's uncomfortable. And so he looked and he started laughing. He's like, yes, she did. And so he worked.
Solvent, or is there some solvent or something where they
No, there's no solvent. There's no solvent to be used.
Yeah,
He
you
just
probably
had to
wouldn't
work
want
it
to
loose.
solvent on your
I
junk
work it
either.
loose.
He just had to work it loose. So he works it loose for me. But he notices the problem. He goes, no, he goes, he goes, we're going to have to deal with that. Eventually, he goes, she's really put a lot of glue on there, and like everything, like all the hair and everything is encased in this thick layer of glue. And I said, yeah, it's kind of uncomfortable. And so he was working, and then another nurse came, and she had this lady. She was really nice, sweet lady, really pretty blonde gal. Her and Sebastian decide we're going to take care of this. Okay, so I've got her and Sebastian down there on my stuff, trying to get the glue loose. They've got hot water and soap trying to loosen it, and it's not working. So they're just pulling out, as the glue would break loose, they're pulling chunks, but it's taking hair with it, and it hurts, right?
Yeah.
And they go, man, I'm really sorry that we don't have a clipper. And I go, no, you do have a clipper somewhere.
Hey,
And I told them the story about that lady trying to shave my beard. And I said, they found it to try to shave my beard, but you can't find it for this. They could never find that clipper. So they actually had to rip all of that out. And it was like a week before I left there. I was wanting to trim my beard. It was getting it was getting straggly. I wanted it to look nicer. And one of the other guys, the physical therapist, comes by and he goes, oh, well, let me grab these clippers to help trim you up.
Oh,
So
God.
so I missed out on the clippers when I really desperately needed them.
Wow.
So
And the physical therapy people had them.
The physical therapist had them. For some reason, physical therapist had the clippers.
Something tells me she probably, if she glued herself to your junk twice, she probably did it to other patients as well.
Yeah, she was having so much trouble with that stuff. She was like, I don't understand them. She goes, I'm having so much trouble. I'm so sorry. She could never get it to work. And then it would always fall back off. Like she just didn't quite get it right.
She obviously didn't, understand the procedure.
I bet you were glad to get out of there.
Like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
Kidding?
Like you wouldn't believe. Yeah.
Did you have to bring a hospital bed home at first?
No, we were afraid that I was going to have to, but we had to have a lot of stuff done to the house that would make it ready.
More accessible for you?
Yeah, because I was.
Did you
I was
have a
in bad
wheelchair?
shape. I did. I was in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Had a walker from the house. I was on an oxygen concentrator 24/7.
Yeah.
So I had to have oxygen hose everywhere I went.
Do you still use that occasionally?
I use the oxygen when I'm active.
Yeah.
I'll use the oxygen.
It damaged your lungs, didn't it?
Yeah, I'm at like 33% capacity.
Wow. You think that'll ever improve?
Maybe a little bit over time.
Yeah. God's really blessed you, hasn't he?
He has. It's been such a, it's been a rough road, but it's not that big a deal, man.
I don't see
I'm
how
alive.
you work 15 hours a day.
Oh, I just sit here in this chair.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm doing what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
Doing what I'm doing right now.
Wow.
I just work.
Well, we want to thank you for coming on and giving us your
It's my
time,
pleasure.
gracious time. He said could come on for an hour, but yeah.
Yeah.
We tricked you.
Thanks a lot.
We
It's
tricked
great to hear all the news about the site, and everything's looking great, man.
I
hope
get a
more
Paul
people get on board.
Galazi kind of vibe off this, and I also get a Mike Grail type of vibe
Oh.
because they did, similar things with guns and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
It's looking good. What do you think?
Having fun with it.
Yeah.
Just having some fun with it. And
Well, I hope you get the job.
well, I got the job. I just hope they like this. Yeah,
And that
I'm
you
doing
get
the work
paid
no matter
for it.
what.
Right.
Yeah, I hope
Yeah.
I hope they like this version of what I did. If
Yeah.
they don't, I just I do something else. At least I know they don't like this, and then I'll just figure out something else.
hmm
So
So you don't submit something like this for approval and then go ahead. This is how
I
you
do
work?
normally. I do normally. I
Okay.
would have stopped at the sketch, but we were talking,
Yeah.
and I was just having fun drawing it. So I just started having fun. So
I'm glad we got that accomplished.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
thank you.
So I
I
just
won't
started messing
sleep
with it.
tonight when I get home from work at all. I'll be dreaming about getting glued to the mat or something by someone. Nightmares over that.
dude, that was so embarrassing.
I imagine
Oh my
it was.
god!
I mean,
I imagine.
dignity is gone. Like
Yeah.
there was no way to maintain dignity through all that.
Carrie says, I have enjoyed you being on
Yeah, you got a
panels.
team in there working her.
You're
All
amazing
dignity's out the window.
Well, thank you. It's been fun. I hope it looks all right.
Yeah, no.
I have to
it's
step
good.
away from it and look at it. The face, I still feel funny about the face.
Yeah.
I still feel funny about the face. I'll figure it out.
Yeah. Well, we're glad you at least got that accomplished during our
Yeah.
little chat, Luke.
Yeah, it's fun.
And we're glad that Fund My Comic is, I hope, in the next 5 years that it's a pressed down, shaken together, flowing over more than you can
Amen.
think or ask for.
Yeah. I hope in the next 5 years, I hope to have that ministry going really well. And I hope for it to be funded by the businesses that I'm able to make enough money off that to be able to just pour into those things. I would like in the next 5 years to see, us have a staff of
Yeah.
people that we're paying to, that this turns into a way to have a livelihood for not just myself and Todd, but everybody else involved too. That's kind of the goal. That's the hope, I think.
Any last words you want to leave us with? The words
No,
of
just-
wisdom?
Just, build up more than you tear down and leave the wood pile. Higher than you find it, Do your best to make the, to put somebody else first and make the world a little bit better for somebody.
There you go.
Very cool. Well, thank your
about all you
wife
can do.
and family for us and your valuable time. We appreciate you
I
coming
certainly
on.
will. That was a lot of fun, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Luke.
Your guys' chat's pretty awesome too.
Ah,
Yeah, we have
we
pretty
got a
good,
pretty good one.
pretty lively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We like them.
Have you watched The Chosen? Last question. Have you watched The Chosen? I think I asked you that.
I've seen season 1 and part of season 2.
Yeah.
I was
What do you
working on
think?
season 2 when I fell asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
What
I
do you
like
think
it.
about it? Pretty good?
Yeah, I like it. I need to finish it, but I don't really have time to watch TV.
Yeah. We've been watching that
most
on
of that.
Sundays at 11, some of us, behind the scenes, and that way we share and whatnot. It was recommended by John Dillard, and
Yeah.
we're starting
kinda
season
do
2 this Sunday. We've watched 11 episodes, the first season. It just gets better and better.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is pretty much all I do.
Yeah,
Is
15
I'm
hours
here
a day.
working,
I
yeah.
would think so.
yeah, I imagine. Yeah,
Yeah. Yep.
Say hi
Yep,
to the
12 to
wife for
15.
once, will you?
yeah
I
there you go.
will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She seems to be an intricate part of you and your ministry. Of
She
what
really
you're
is. She's
doing
my
now.
best friend. She's my best friend. She's amazing.
Dan Lawless says, I love The Chosen. So good.
It's good.
Oh, excellent, Dan.
It is. It's pretty good.
You have to pop in on Sundays. There.
They're working on season 4 right now. So
Oh,
we
man.
still have a couple seasons to go through before we reach an impasse and have to go through it again or something else.
I'm going to
It's-
stop sharing now.
And that it's all filmed in Texas. I didn't know that
Nice.
till like last week. Yeah. Usually that stuff's filmed up in Canada or somewhere. you
They
know.
do a
Seems
lot
like
of
it.
filming in Canada, don't they?
Yeah. Best representation of Jesus ever, Timothy Olsen says. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it's pretty good so far.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
Well, I hope they like it, and I hope you don't have to redraw. I'm glad.
Yeah, hopefully I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a pretty quick turnaround.
I do. I really do. I have pretty
Yeah.
quick turnaround.
Yeah.
But I got to jump in on this other stream.
All right,
It's,
bro.
All
starting
right,
right
Luke.
now.
Yeah, go grab you something to eat, man,
Sorry.
before you.
Grab you something to eat. Yeah.
All right, guys. We'll see you later. Thanks for
You
having me.
yelling it.
Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks again, bro.
See you
All
later.
right. Bye-bye.
He'll be yelling
that's
at the
awesome.
wife, "Bring me a sandwich."
That's right. That's only Shane and Jan, and he never gets the sandwich.
Well, treat your wife, like you want to be treated, right?
Right.
Carrie says, tell your wife, well, he's gone, but tell your wife we all think she's amazing, so sweet. Love you too, share Luke. Yeah. Yeah. The Chosen is really good, Trusty Sidekick says.
Oh, awesome.
Yes.
Well, everyone is invited to come by on Sunday at 11 a.m. Central Time.
Absolutely. We have a little intro. Sometimes that lasts about an hour itself. I don't know, varying times. And
No, I kind of do a little discussion / Bible study
I
afterwards.
only have 10
Discuss
spots,
the
Shadow.
program. What's that?
I only have 2. I mean, people that have joined us have been Carrie and Topher and Rick from Cross Comics and you and Shadow Wraith and myself. Of course.
All right. Well, if we do a link stream, or you and I are both streaming together at the same time, can't we get 100 people?
Simulcast.
We
No.
do-
No,
No?
I mean you're limited to 10 people on to have on panel at one time with the stream.
Yeah, it don't matter how many. Okay.
Can I bring up Timothy's campaign? I most certainly can. Can. Rob Ewing did a 5-page story in it, or is doing. Well, no, that's 0 there. I can bring that up. I have the link right here. Just let me find it. It looks like a really great project. I hope that we can launch it here on the channel or simulcast it. Should I ask Luke that? Can we simulcast but launch it on here on the channel like he wanted to do?
Well,
Should I ask him that? Darn it! I'll DM him.
yeah,
And the creator can always change his mind, right?
of course.
Oh, this is Melvin 3. Well, let's see. Melvin 3. I'll share that for.
That is the latest one, right?
Yeah, and then while I look for 0 there, we'll play the trailer. Gotta love the music.
Yeah. Got a great backbeat.
And there you have it. Yeah, that was
Hell yeah.
Melvin 3, but I had it under 0 as well. I don't know. So
All right.
Yeah, I think we had Timothy Olsen on last Saturday, where we talked about things. If I'm remembering correctly, I don't think I actually pinned him in on the calendar here, but yeah, over on
okay,
Fun
Rob
My
is
Comic. Huh?
Rob is working on number 0. I don't think Timothy has that up yet.
Yeah. He was saying January, I think, of next year releasing.
Yeah, I think something like that.
I dig that. Reminds me of an 80s era comic. Yeah.
Oh, hell, Dan.
Yeah, it's
But
yeah, even on Choppy Ass Theater, Will, Melvin, and Alice managed to reach the safety of the hidden city of Trag. Hope I said that right. Or will they fall into the hands of two relentless bounty hunters? Melvin is faced with a tough choice whether to pursue wealth or to embrace his destiny as a hero. Yeah, we should all have such problems. Meanwhile, Alice must face the consequences of her own choices as she embarks on a journey to fight for what she believes in. Yeah. And what is Melvin's mysterious ability? He can regenerate, even from bad facial burn like that. There's little Rob Ewing. We'll be working with Rob here pretty soon. I've got to get together with him and
tell me
get him some stuff to do. But yeah, it's looking better than ever, Timothy. So it's looking good. Good stuff. And if you do back Melvin 3 and the Rogue American Dream, which will be launching in July, it's just shortly after him, you get a free 6x9 print, both on Fun My Comic. And there's a look at that. A little manga style. Manga. Come see, come saw. So we're excited about that. That'll be another good addition to Fun My Comic, right? Oh, having my head decapitated. Ooh, don't do that. I have the sign up page only so far for Melvin 0. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Shadow, if you want to stay around for a little bit afterwards.
Sorry, I got a bunch of noise going on over here, dude.
That's fine. Anyway, yeah, that was great. Another one. Hopefully we can have Ryan on tomorrow's show, Ryan James from Octagon, and talk about his major closeout. Metal Movies and Brewskis at 9:30 Central Saturday, as well as King Leak and Tank Ferret on Saturday. Sunday, trying to line up Hex Allen. We'll have somebody. And Pedro on Monday. So that'll be great. And we're talking with Adam Lawless. I guess I should check in here and see if I have anyone confirm. coming on. Just real quickly to see if anyone's coming. Yes, we are. Go King Link. We are. Yes, we are go indeed for Saturday. So King Lake, I'm on with him frequently, infrequently now because the Red Valkyrie, had to work, but I'm going to have to go to work here in a little bit. But pays the bills, or does it? There was a snafu with my paycheck, and I didn't get paid last night. So now when I get home and I have a little bit of time, I'll have to look into that and see if my direct deposit is working, because I didn't get paid 2 weeks ago. 2 or 3
All right,
weeks.
sorry, that dog was going crazy there.
All right. Well, we'll talk behind the scenes. We have 12 people in here. I hate to shut it down.
Yeah, well, sorry
But
about everything.
we pretty much. I didn't do any lizard representation, did I? Oh my gosh!
Come on, Ray.
Let me get. And Lorenzo's in here. He'll never let me let him down.
Oh, stuck in
Will
shadow.
he? Got to have the lizard representation.
Oh.
Let's see if I can get it to come up here. Let's see. I have a go-to for lizard pictures. Lizard every hour.
We got more lizards than you can shake a stick at, Lorenzo.
Good news. In May 10th, endangered blunt-nosed leopard lizards that were raised in captivity by the Fresno Chaffee Zoo in California were released into the Panoche Hills Plateau. And I guess the endangered blunt-nosed leopard lizards are endangered because it looks like the ones they released have a tag on them for tracking. And here's a picture, and there is your lizard representation. Also, it is Thursday. You know what that means? That means Lorenzo's show later. So check out his show later tonight on YouTube. Wish I could be there, but I will be working. Thanks, Dan and Lorenzo and Timothy Olsen, Carrie, as always. Trusty sidekick.
Thanks for coming in,
Apex,
everybody.
of course, Brent. Apex, I got a new turn. I got a new turn for us. And Dave from Genuine Comics. I have a new turn on a story. I have a new direction. Tank Ferret was in the house. Tank Ferret will be joining us with King Leak on Saturday. Glad to hear that. And Telepathic Bunny and Ryan James was in the house. Octagon. Hopefully he can join us tomorrow. Until then, and Mr. Good Stuff. Can't forget Mr. Good Stuff being in here. And Bobcat Studios. Right? Stephen B.
was there
in the house. Yeah, go check him out on Fun My Comic.
Crips
Had a
Legends,
good stream.
Everyone.
Enjoyed it.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you tomorrow.
Same bad time. Same bad town.
You know it. And keep collecting and watching the stars.
Hey,
Well, hell all. LCG. Absolutely.